Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nashita Bahir binti Helmi and I am going to present about the problem of agency in Mudarabah contract. As for the executive summary, this report provides few problems arise in agency relating to Mudarabah contract, which is known as a profit sharing arrangement in Islamic finance involving one party, which is called Rabumal, who volunteered to provide capital, and other one is Mudarib, who manage the investment. Few issues and resolution are highlighted in this report. For the overview, this report addresses a critical challenge in Islamic finance, the agency problem in Mudarabah contract, which are profit-sharing agreements between two parties, a capital provider, Rabumal, and an entrepreneur, Mudarib. In theory, Mudarabah reflects key Islamic values like risk-sharing, trust, and fairness. However, in practice, this contract is rarely used by Islamic bank. The main reason is the high risk of agency problem, which create information imbalances and misaligned incentive between two parties. The definition of Mudarabah is a contract where the owner of capital entrusts his funds to an entrepreneur who contributes skill in business and the profit generated is to be shared between them. These are the banks that applies the Mudarabah contract such as Maybank Islami, Bank Islam Malaysia and Bank Islami, Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad and RHB Islamic Bank. So there are three issues found in the journal that I have choose. So first is asymmetry information. The asymmetry information is a situation where a capital provider, which is principal, is not given any sufficient knowledge about the counterparties, which is agents' actions and decision in the venture they are involving in. This will cause into two problems, which is adverse selection, which happen before the contract, and moral hazard problem, which happen after the contract executed. If this is not overcome, it will leading to losses, which the principal is responsible to bear the consequences. Second issues is lack of monitoring and supervision. Since the entrepreneur the Mudarib gain advantage where they are provided with information that is not given to the bank. This shows how Mudarabah venture is not productive. The reason this problem is due to the bank failed to apply a proper screening when selecting a proper managers and lack of supervision on the entrepreneur's activities after the contract has been successfully signed between them. The third issue is conflict of interest. This issue tells that the conflict of interest arises when the manager agent trying to manipulate the returns of the project. They may also have their own agenda and put aside the principal interest since they cannot gain a lot of information from the actions done by the manager, and this gives them opportunity to manipulate the situation, which also leading to the manipulation of return as mentioned. So, after scanning through the journal, I found three resolutions for these three particular issues. The first resolution is the screening and monitoring process. To avoid asymmetry information, the screening process is vital so the real background of the mudarib can be detected and avoid the project to be failed. If the screening process is not done, it will not just worsen the failure of the project, it will also cause the Islamic bank to be considered incompetent compared to the conventional bank, and many people will not be confident with the equity financing. So instead of the equity financing, they will choose debt financing because they think that um, it is more secure compared to the equity financing. Second is incentive compatible contract. This incentive contract is designed to give both contracting parties benefits in the venture. It is also designed since the entrepreneur has better knowledge of the information of the Islamic bank and they are able to oversee the productivity of the project before continue to the investment. Hence, by giving rewards to the agent, it will motivate the agent to perform the task in their best way after assign the task by the principal. The last resolution for the issues is Islamic Code of Conduct. In Islam, a good and proper code of conduct have become the main preference in banking system, and it is also mentioned in Quran and Hadith. This code of conduct helps to promote values such as amanah, ikhlas, and adil. In managing the Mudarabah fund, introducing Sharia-based ethical framework can also help both contract, especially the entrepreneur, to act in their best way because all the contracts done are spiritually binding, which is witnessed by Allah. Hence, it will ensure they do the task with honesty and fairness and avoiding manipulating the profits and ignore other participants' interests as well. So both parties will do their task correctly. Hence, as the result, it will help them to gain as much profit as they want. So maybe in another next time, the Mudarabah contract can be continued and applied by many banking institutions in the next time. So, as a conclusion, the partnership who apply Mudarabah concept can actually see how this contract holds significant potential by providing benefits for both of the partnership, especially within the framework of Islamic finance. However, the success of this contract cannot be achieved without the commitment of both parties to apply ethical principles, maintain transparency, and avoid any form of misconduct that breach the code of conduct provided by the central bank. I also would like to add that from my personal opinion, Mudarabah concept is much better compared to other debt financing contract because um, although the Mudarabah is quite risky because it depends on the performance of how the agent do their job, but it is better than just um, increasing a lot of debt for the company because um, sharing the profit is much better than making debt. So that's it. Thank you.